Michael Adams. Playing in his fourth All-Star from the Cleveland Cavaliers, Brad Doherty. From the Detroit Pistons, Joe Duvar. While shooting from the Cleveland Cavaliers, Mark Rice. Detroit Pistons, Dennis Rodman. Playing in his first All-Star game, Kevin Willis. At forward, playing in his sixth straight All-Star game, one of the game's most imposing inside players. He is once again among the league leaders in scoring, rebounding, and field goal percentage this year. From the Philadelphia 76ers, Karl Malone. Six-time All-Star and one of the league's most dominant players. He has sparked the revitalized New York Knicks into first place in the Atlantic Division, Patrick Ewing. Starting in place of the injured Larry Bird, playing his second All-Star game, a versatile 6'7" forward who played a major role in leading the Chicago Bulls to the 1991 NBA championship, Scottie Pippen. And guard, the All-Star Game MVP in 1984 and 1986. He led the Detroit Pistons to consecutive NBA titles in 1989 and 1990. The All-Star Game's career leader in steals, playing in his 10th All-Star Game, Isiah Thomas. Also at guard, the leading vote getter in the Miller Genuine Draft All-Star balloting for the sixth straight season. He was the MVP of the regular season and the NBA Finals last year after leading the Chicago Bulls to their first NBA title. Currently leading the league in scoring for the sixth straight season, Michael Jordan. From the Golden State Warriors, Tim Hardaway. From the Phoenix Suns, Jeff Hornacek. Game, Dan Marley. Representing the Denver Nuggets, Dikembe Mutombo. Playing in his seventh All-Star game, Hakeem Olajuwon. Season from the Utah Jazz, John Stockton. Game from the Houston Rockets, Otis Thorpe. His career from the Los Angeles Lakers, James Worthy. And now the starting lineup for the West team. At forward, a five-time All-Star who currently holds the highest All-Star game scoring average in history with 22 points per game. The leading vote getter in the Western Conference from the Utah Jazz, the mailman, Karl Malone. At the other forward, playing in his fourth All-Star game, one of the NBA's leading scorers and deadliest outside shooters from the Golden State Warriors, Chris Mullin. At center, making the third All-Star appearance in his three-year career, the league leader in block shots and the only player to rank among the league's top 10 in 5 categories from the San Antonio Spurs, David Robinson. At guard, making his first All-Star game start, one of the most versatile and explosive backcourt players in the NBA, from the Portland Trail Blazers, Clyde Drexler. just this three-time most valuable player as the Los Angeles Lakers defied NBA titles during the 1980s. One of the greatest players of all time, making his 12th All-Star Game appearance,
the Orlando Arena opened some 3 years ago, and today their first All-Star Classic, and many of those with Olympic credentials. You'll be seeing them in Barcelona. Malone, Mullen, Robinson, Drexler, and Magic for the West. Barkley, Pippen, Ewing, Thomas, and Michael Jordan for the East. The East won last year by 2, and the East has dominated the series. This is the 42nd Classic, the East winning 27, the West 14. The West in blue, East in white. Trying to sort out final congratulations and positions. It'll be Ewing going against the Lieutenant David Robinson. Number 42 underway, and Magic touches it first. Ewing to Isiah. Scottie Pippen. Michael blocked by Clyde Drexler.
And that's normally the routine that Michael Jordan does. Come from behind your head, take the ball out of their hands. That time, Clyde returned the favor.
Jordan with Drexler. And the mailman has his first stamp on a rebound. Magic Johnson surveying the floor, and it's Drexler outside. Malone working on Charles Barkley. Jeff Mullen inside. Chris Mullen with a beautiful touch. As the West team, their practice, their one session involved much more passing and drilling, and it appeared Don Nelson really wanted to work on that quick pass concept.
Well, two ends of the spectrum as far as the practices go, as Patrick Ewing does what he does so well, knockout, face-up jump shots. They actually went hard in practice yesterday, and one of the big reasons Don Nelson said was to see how hard Magic could go, and he said, I think Magic really wanted to see for himself.
Now Magic's been running, he says, 4 miles a day and working against Kareem in practice. Misses his shot, goes back up, and is fouled.
During the practice yesterday, you saw a transition, you saw 3-on-2, you saw defensive plays. Nelson was determined to make the guys work. You'll see constant movement by both teams, but particularly the West, because that's Don Nelson's style. And I think Magic here is trying to build up his offensive rebounds in the game.
Magic Johnson, some most impressive numbers, of course, the assist total, the all-time high in the NBA. Michael Jordan committed the foul, and Magic converts 2, and the West leads by a deuce. Boy, a lot of beef there, and Barkley goes around Malone but can't connect. Malone rebounds. Magic with a 40-foot pass to Drexler, and it's Mullen open. The former St. John's All-America Chris Mullen has 4. Answering at the other end is Isiah Thomas.
And that's exactly what they'd like to do. Establish this type of tempo, get the crowd into it, and Magic comes right back and answers with his transition score.
That's just what you said you'd look for the first 5 minutes. Isiah and Magic getting these two teams on the run. They were off to a slow start, remember last year in Charlotte. Michael Jordan! Oh, my!
Michael just adding one more to the highlight film.
Interception by Isiah Thomas. Numbers aren't there. What a pass to Jordan. But Robinson said, Robinson out on Zeke.
Yeah, first Michael said, no, I'll think twice about it. Then Zeke said, I'll think twice about it also.
And Robinson, who's one of the leaders in steals in the NBA. And it's Malone at the other end. But what a play defensively by David Robinson.
It's really hard to understand how much ground he covers, how quick he is for a person of his size.
He's 4th in the league in steals. Ewing inside to connect, and a foul.
Isiah Thomas taking it right at his good buddy, Magic, and then the switch of the hands at the end. So good around the basket, Isiah. And then right back at you. Magic doesn't give him a chance to turn around, blows it down the floor, and converts.
Ewing fouled by Drexler, going after the 3-point play. And Not there. It's 10-8 West as Robinson collects the rebound, and here comes Magic.
Right there.
Will give and go to Robinson, and he's fouled by Barkley, who, despite his bullish nature on offense, really doesn't commit many fouls. Very low count, averages just a little over 2 a game.
Well, generally when you commit fouls, you're playing defense, and Charles will be the first to admit, I am not in this league to be a defensive stopper.
It just looks like he should.
Foul number 32, Charles Barkley.
Robinson, his introduction, the only All-Star here in the top 10 and 5 categories, 9th in scoring, averaging just under 23, and a good free throw shooter, but misses both here. 10-8 as the East goes for a tie or more. Pippen behind a pick by Barkley, and can he fly to the hole?
As Johnny Fox told us, he may be the best in finishing way above the rim since Dr. J. I mean, he really elevates.
Clyde Drexler over the top, stolen by Robinson, and he is fouled.
You talk about getting up above the rim. Once he turns the corner and particularly likes to go right, he is up so high above, even difficult for Patrick Ewing to get a piece, or, hey, David Robinson or whoever else might want to step up and take a shot at it.
And Pippen, one of the great stories, inspiring from Central Arkansas. Ewing with a foul. He went to college on a football managerial project scholarship. And they said, well, you're not a bad basketball player. Why don't you give that a go? And here he is, one of the premier stars in the game. West by 2. Fast-paced beginning here in Orlando. 8:40 left in the opening quarter, and it's Barkley with Robinson. And Robinson denying the baseline.
Because of the limited amount of practice time, you'll see the 1 or 2 set plays that the coaches have put in, but usually at the end, you see the one-on-one like that. Individual talent take over.
Eye contact with Michael, and he has 4. At the other end, Drexler to Robinson. And a foul. Ewing is second.
This is the man of the hour, the man they're looking for. If you take your eye off him, they'll just throw the thing up in the air. He'll elevate. Tough to stay with him.
Had a long chat with his father a couple days ago. And he said that as a youngster, really thought Michael was going to be a baseball star, that he was an outstanding shortstop and pitcher. He said actually it was because he grew so much that his baseball uniform didn't look good on him. His legs were too long for the pants. And he went for style, and 2 basketball to the good graces of all the rest of us. West by 1. Pippen fires on a toss to Jordan.
This may be hard to believe, but the East squad actually looks small compared to the West squad at its size, the body width, etc.
Mullen, and it's Ewing with a steal. Isiah Thomas. Pippen. Pippen has 4, and the pass too tall for Robinson.
Karl Malone likes the idea of being in the middle of the break, but the touch pass isn't quite as easy as you think it is to make. One of the great abilities of the Western team is that they can switch because they're so similar in size, everyone.
Ewing over Magic, and the East lead now by 3. 8-0 run for the Eastern All-Stars. Magic hooking over Zeke, his close buddy, 16-15. Well, that'll bring back memories of his rookie year in the playoffs against the 76ers when he went inside and led the Lakers to the title. Jordan.
Oh, no! He had no shot, nowhere to go, but found the way.
Magic. The table tennis match, end-to-end. Robinson to Mullen with Drexler with him, and Malone gets the gift, and the West back on top. 19-18. And a time call. Boy, what great early action. Michael Jordan punctuating the greatness of these players with this move.
The ability to take off on one side of the lane and finish on the other.
Well, I can't wait to get home to try it out in my backyard. Went to North Carolina, as Daddy said, because Dean Smith was the only coach that recruited him that wouldn't promise him he'd start as a freshman. Everyone else did. And Michael took it as the challenge. Isiah, three-pointer, the first of this classic, and the East leads by 2. Johnson being rested. Tim Hardaway, who was third in the balloting into the West guard position. Oh, what a play! Drexler to Mullen. They've working together as if they have been teammates for 10 years.
You need to keep your eye on Chris Mullen. He moves so well without the basketball and in Don Nelson's system. Movement all the time. Break the defense down.
Ewing against Robinson. Almost tipped in by Pippen. Malone rebounds. This is Drexler on the glide. Blocked by Ewing, out of bounds to the West.
Anytime the ball goes down to the low post, if you move without it, these type of players with their skills and ability will find you.
Robinson has it taken away by Drexler. Tim Hardaway. What a feed to Robinson. The West by 2. Robinson now with 5. Barkley and Drexler the only starters who have not scored. They're hitting at about a 70% pace. Oh, Pippen, as Coach Bach, who's on the bench for the East, said, and referring to Michael Jordan's stardom, Pippen's going to have his own cape pretty soon, if not already.
His game just continues to improve, and one area you may not consider is the fact that he is the leading assist man in the NBA for forwards right now.
Mark Price, number 25, comes into the Eastern lineup, and Isiah Thomas given a breather. Brad Daugherty makes his first appearance. Former North Carolina star, he's in for Ewing. 5:08 left in this opening quarter. East and West knotted at 23. Drexler, a three-pointer for the Portland Blazer star.
Both of these came out. This is unusual that they come out shooting as well as they did today. I think the transition game going helped these teams to run, loosen up quickly. Now they're making their perimeter shots as well.
Barkley has to go off his fingertips to Malone, and Hardaway leads the break. Robinson to Malone. Big guy for the Utah Jazz, Karl Malone. Biggest lead of the game. 5-point advantage for the West, and Jordan can't connect. Bodies colliding on that one. Drexler, he almost hurt Jordan. You could hear one of his teammates saying, "Watch your back," and Drexler put it in high gear.
I'll tell you who may be enjoying this game as much as anyone is Don Nelson. When they run their passing game or get the transition thing going, he's over there on the sideline smiling up and down, really happy with it.
Doherty, Robinson might have gotten a piece of that pass, and it goes through Doherty's fingertips.
There are runners and there are flyers. This guy does it both.
Hakeem Olajuwon from the Houston Rockets in for the first time for the West, and Don Nelson also sends in Dikembe Mutombo for the first time. 7-0 unanswered run for the West, and Drexler hits another three, and the West explodes to a 10-point lead.
Clyde just sending a message over to Don Nelson. Next time you play me, don't back off me.
Pippen forcing one, and there's Malone to collect. Hardaway on a 3-on-2. Drexler again. And Clyde Drexler leads all scorers with 10. 12-point lead as the West building up a big advantage here in the late going of the first quarter. Barkley and Malone shoulder to shoulder, and it's Malone with the foul as Joe Dumars, the Piston star, comes in.
After this fast break right here, the guy filling on the other lane is Chris Mullins. Instead, Hardaway goes to Drexler, and Don Nelson kind of shook his head back and forth as if to say, no, Tim, Mullins on our team. That's the guy to take care of during the regular season.
Michael Jordan on the bench. That was Drexler deflecting, and then he got a piece of the ball again. Oh, he is such a complete player, Clyde Drexler, who has been the spark in this 12-0 run. And not on the Olympic team. We'll be dealing with that and other issues, especially at halftime, a whole U.S. Olympic report of these NBA stars. 3:13 left in the first. All-Star history. Jeff Hornacek of the Phoenix Suns and Iowa State is in, and so is Dennis Rodman on the eastern side. He's from southeastern Oklahoma State. Joe Dumars of the Pistons. Olajuwon rebounds for the West, and the West leading by a dozen into the offensive end. It's Hardaway, and boy, they've made 6 straight shots. They're shooting almost 80%, 15 for 19. The East has shot 64%. And trail now by 14. Oops. Almost turned it over. It's Rodman, Price, Pippen still in, the only starter, Doherty, and Dumars for the East. Price, the Cleveland Cavaliers star. Doherty follows, so the Cavs connect.
One of the things that Phil Jackson said yesterday is I really would like to play combinations together. We got 2 Cleveland Cavaliers, 3 Detroit Pistons out here. It may make a difference.
Drexler's 3 way over the mark. And Drexler falls out of bounds. Has to be helped up by the official. At the other end is Scottie Pippen.
Well, for someone that doesn't really know the other guy that well, that timing was about as good as it could be on the lob from Mark Price to Pippen.
Drexler to Hardaway to Malone. Karl Malone. He now has 8. Dumars around Hornacek. Price with Hardaway. Rejected by Olajuwon and a foul. Let's go back to Scottie Pippen on that long setup pass as Magic returns.
It's just a matter of eye contact, seeing the floor, and then having someone at the end like a Scottie Pippen that can go up, catch, and convert.
Substitution number 32, Magic Johnson, replacing Clyde
Drexler out as Magic Johnson returns. Coach Don Nelson said he might play him at 4 different positions today. Reggie Lewis, number 35 from the Boston Celtics. His first All-Star appearance. Pippen goes out. Mark Price with his second free toss. He makes them both. He's best in the league from the line, and it's a 10-point lead for the West.
Imagine shooting over 95% from the free throw line.
Olajuwon's first shot is a little short. Rodman, who leads the league in rebounds, has his first today, and Dumars, his teammate with the Pistons, out to Rodman. So we have 3 Pistons on the floor. The only team with 3 in the game. Reggie Lewis. Malone, another board. Magic sets up Hornacek. Johnson rebounds to Olajuwon, handcuffed him. Hardaway for 3. Rodman another rebound. He's averaging over 18 a game.
Reggie Lewis just did not have the angle that time to find Dennis Rodman. I think a little bit surprised when he realized that Rodman had gotten the rebound, kicked it to him, and was filling the lane. That's how quick Dennis Rodman is.
Otis Thorpe of the Rockets makes his first appearance for Karl Malone. Let's go to Ahmad.
Yeah, I have to pick him up first because
Magic Johnson credited with the tip.
With Magic playing, everybody's a little pumped up, especially that West team. And I think that we got to weather the storm early. But you know he's going to be into the game, and the crowd's pulling for the West, so we got to keep him calming down a little bit.
And seeing that you were MVP last year, you haven't yet got warmed up, have you?
I'm cruising this year. I've got 1 MVP. I don't have to kill myself anymore.
All right. Back to you, Dick.
Barkley, who had an ankle injury, remember, last year and said he didn't want to play. The NBA office convinced him he should, and he collected 17 points and 22 rebounds and the MVP award.
And then the commissioner thanked him for deciding to show up.
Sir Charles. They're going to have some etiquette lessons, are they not, before they go to Barcelona?
Well, I'm sure there'll be a number of seminars by the Olympic Committee making our players aware of the fact certain customs by other countries and how we would like to be represented.
Jeff Hornacek from downtown hits the tray, his first points. And the West in the final seconds of this first quarter have A 13-point lead. Price around Hardaway. Stolen by Magic. Hornacek. Magic says, we'll take the last shot. Fans are saying, shoot. Hornacek, 14 seconds. The shot clock and game clock almost identical. Olajuwon with 5, 4. Rebound Doherty with 1. Not in time. Dumars did not get it off in time, and that ends a high scoring as expected first quarter with the West dominating 44-31, and Magic leading the way 4 for 5 and 10 points for the West. So the East with some work to be done, trailing 44-31. Last year's first quarter score was 23-22. And 29 more points today. So the influence of Isiah and Magic has been felt. Price with Hornacek. Good give and go, and Rodman scores.
Timing, execution that time. Rodman set the screen and then slipped it. Just as the defensive player tried to go over the top, he was gone. Price delivered on time.
First points for Dennis Rodman, all alone at the other end is Otis Thorpe, his first points.
Hakeem Olajuwon looking for his teammate, Otis Thorpe. They've done that a few times during the regular season.
Joe Dumars for 2. His first. Points of the game. Now everyone getting in the book. Now Magic working on Reggie Lewis, and he is fouled. First on Lewis.
Just a moment ago at the eastern end of the floor. Sometimes you hold the screen a long time. Here, Rodman slips it quick, and there's the opening. You only have a second to deliver, and then you have to finish with a guy like Olajuwon flying at you.
Magic Johnson wearing his age on his uniform, a young 32. Didn't get the supreme farewell tour that Dr. J and Kareem did more for the fans than themselves. I know it became tiring for the player. Magic in many ways is bundling all that up into one afternoon today in Orlando and then in Barcelona next summer. Price for 3. Rodman an offensive rebound, kept it alive for Doherty. Rodman can't hit. Still alive for Lewis.
You have a couple of live bodies on the glass for the East. Reggie Lewis, Dennis Rodman.
And Tim Hardaway, the little guy from UTEP. And the Golden State Warriors. He's got some terrific numbers, Hardaway. When you compare what he's done his first couple, 3 years with that of Magic Johnson, it's really impressive. Brad Doherty from Black Mountain, North Carolina. And Doherty, number 43, has his 4th points. Hardaway hits again. 53-39 the West. 7 for Hardaway. Lewis to Doherty. Over Olajuwon. A scoring fest in Orlando.
Even though it's an all-star game, you're seeing some outstanding basketball being played.
Magic Johnson. Well, he is really sharp for someone who hasn't played at the competitive level. He's worked out considerably, but he's a razor game sharp.
I don't think Magic has ever tried to fool himself. He understands what shape he's in. He's getting after it.
Rodman with one of his specialties, the offensive rebound. He now has 4. West by a dozen. Hardaway almost threw that one in as he was fouled by Mark Price. And we have an official's timeout. 9:20 left in the first half. And here's Urban Johnson. Some of the magic that we've watched since '79 at Michigan State. Let's reintroduce the men on the floor as James Worthy makes his first appearance for the West, the Los Angeles Lakers star. It's Olajuwon, Magic, Worthy, Hardaway shooting, and Hornacek. And for the East and White, Rodman, Lewis, Dumars, Doherty, and Kevin Willison, the Atlanta Hawk, for the first time.
One of the problems with that last shot for the East was you had the #1 and #2 rebounders in the league. Rodman and Willis going after it. They wound up bumping into each other, knocking it out of bounds.
Magic, that little bumping action technique of his. And he'll play a little two-man game with James Worthy. No, he'll say, I'll play it alone with a hooker.
What you have right now is Magic moving into the power forward position, the big forward spot. Worthy playing the 3 spot, Hardaway 1, Hornacek 2.
Magic leads all scorers with 16.
Don't hold now, don't hold.
Kevin Willis, his first shot. Olajuwon rebounds, clears to Hardaway. Magic dishes off to Worthy, his first attempt. Rodman. Knocked away by Olajuwon.
Now sliding up into the 4 position just creates a different problem for Dennis Rodman, one of the league's best defenders. Rodman against Magic. Magic shows him the hook.
That's a long distance throw. John Stockton, the leading assist man in the NBA again this year from the Utah Jazz, makes his first appearance, and so does Dan Marley, the outstanding #6 man of the Phoenix Suns. Magic Johnson goes out. Stockton picks up the loose ball. Off to his teammate Jeff Hornacek. It was a walk-on at Iowa State, and now an NBA All-Star. So the West dominating here in the first half.
Don't hold now.
Five on the shot clock. 3, Lewis.
Nice patience that time by the Eastern team. Passing the ball around, a little ball movement. Eventually got a wide open shot.
Worthy at the other end over Willis. Willis rebounds. And off the top of the head of Rodman to the west. Steve Jones is with us.
All right, I'm over here with the heavy-breathing Magic Johnson, but you wanted to have pace at the start of this game. Did you get it?
Oh, yeah, we got good. I got good pace as an individual, but the team, too, as well. I just wanted to get up and run down the court. You know, after all that's been going on this weekend, you just wanted to now get in the game. So everything went well. I finally got a hoop to go down and then just start rolling from there.
Well, you got several hoops to go in, and everyone wants to know, is there any effect so far on you physically? Do you feel any different other than not being in game shape?
No, you don't have to worry about that. Everything's all right. In game shape, I'm dying out there. You know, but I'm having a lot of fun, and that's the key right there. I'm back with the fellas, and it's great.
All right, back to you, Dick.
All right, Snapper. Snapper will be with us next Sunday as you see Kevin Willis tack one in. They'll be in Los Angeles at the Forum when Magic Johnson's number 32 will be retired. The Celtics will be in town against the Lakers. That's part of the doubleheader on NBC next Sunday. Worthy, a finger roll not there, and the foul to Willis.
Timeout, East, timeout.
And a timeout by the Eastern All-Stars. The West leads by a dozen, 6:29 remaining in the first half. The West 61, the East 49, and James Worthy at the line has not scored as yet. Worthy in his 7th consecutive All-Star game.
This might be the player that has missed Magic Johnson the most during the regular season. Field goal percentage way down. Those easy scores that always came from those long Magic passes, not there this year.
MVP of the '88 NBA Finals has his first point. Jordan finally back in the game. He was rested almost a full quarter. He comes out shooting.
That's really made a big difference in resting all quarter.
8 points for Jordan. John Stockton, Hornacek, Olajuwon. Stockton against Adams, and back outside with 10 on the shot clock. Hornacek. Dan Marley's first shot. Rodman another rebound. Adams knocked away by Marley, and right back to little Michael, the shortest man on the court at 5'10", if that's all, has his 4th point. And the East pulls within 9. Olajuwon around Willis, and the big guy from Houston has his 4th.
And that's a move that Kevin Willis has picked up, put into his repertoire, using it for the first time this season on a regular basis. Hakeem said, remember, I'm the guy that showed it to you first.
Adams doesn't get the 3. Rebound Worthy. Here's Stockton on the run. His first shot is short. Worthy trying to save out of bounds to the east. Let's go to Ahmad Rashad.
All right, Dick. Isaiah, just like old times, Magic comes in the game, you take him to the hole, you go back on the other end, he takes you right back to the hole.
Well, it's the fans' game. We tried to get the fans involved right away, and then I wanted to show him that I still had it, and then I think he wanted to show me that he still had it.
All right, man, good luck to you.
Hey, Ahmad working on his Satchmo Armstrong voice. Dikembe Mutombo of the Denver Nuggets in the ball game. As Stockton around Adams. Knocked away, and Rodman comes up with it.
And Don Nelson wants goaltenders. That ball was on the rim.
Rodman has 10 rebounds in this first half. Adams, who made the team when Larry Bird's injury denied him the chance to be here as a starter. With 2 seconds, Rodman. And there's the 24-second buzzer.
Dennis not used to being that wide open facing the basket. Down at the other end, Don Nelson was complaining about this. In international competition, when it hits the rim, you can go up and take it off. But here, you can't do it.
In the Olympic Games this summer, that all will go. Worthy against Rodman. Well done. 3 points for Magic Johnson's teammate of the Lakers. 4 minutes to go in the half. The West by 13. Dumars. No one there except Hornacek of the West. Mutombo.
How Hornacek saw him coming down the floor, I'll never know, because he was a good 8 yards behind him in transition, yet he knew that there was somebody in a blue shirt there. He found him.
And here comes a young man from Georgetown and Zaire.
You talk about trailers. This is the ultimate trailer. About 2 seconds behind, but finishes.
Mutombo came to Georgetown, couldn't speak English, learned English through French, one of 5 languages he speaks. When he came off the plane, John Thompson was there to greet him. Thompson didn't believe he was 7'2", and Dikembe told us when Coach Thompson saw me, he didn't bother to go anywhere near any bookstore. He said he got me a pair of tennis shoes. He said, I just want to see how you handle the basketball.
Well, John, being as smart as he is, what he actually did is he sent a scout. He said, look, if this guy's really small, don't bring him around the gym or our offices. But if he's legit, bring him right over.
That is Dikembe Mutombo's full name. He said he wants to see his name in lights. Boy, it's going to take a lot of neon.
You go ahead and take it.
3.5 to go. 68-53, the West leads. Kevin Willis, the jump hook. Marley had Mutombo to deal with, and then throws it away.
East ball.
Ahmad?
Hey, Dick, you know, I was just listening on that last huddle, and this is one of the few huddles you will ever sneak in and listen to in the NBA that nobody's listening.
Anybody talking? Jordan stolen by Worthy, his former North Carolina teammate.
There are a couple players in the league that you really fear throwing the ball back to the top of the circle if they're playing defense. One is Barkley, the other is James Worthy.
Little Michael Adams. Isiah. Adams with the big trees. And turns it over. Another run for the West. They've scored the last 8 points.
Throw it backwards. James will be there with those long arms. And then who's going to catch him?
17-point lead for the West. 51-30. Wilt with 23 points in a half, which is a record tied by Tom Chambers, and Magic has a shot at that. Here comes the West. Their biggest lead, 70-53. Stockton for three. John Stockton from Gonzaga, Spokane, Washington. They'll be cheering him up there at the Jack and Dan's, his dad's bar, where the fans watch his action with the Utah Jazz. West shooting 64%. Thomas can't hit. Rebound, Hornacek. Last touch by the East. 2:14 left in the half, and the West by 20. The only All-Stars yet to score, Charles Barkley and Dan Marley. Hornacek from the corner. Or the West, did they come out with a hot hand?
Well, they go back to practice yesterday where they went after it. They were very aggressive. They had almost what we call full-type practice, and showing it here in the first half.
65% shooting for the West. Michael Jordan over Marley. And Thomas. Basket interference.
Offensive interference. West ball.
Charles Barkley returns for the East. Kevin Willis out.
I'm sure that for Don Nelson, this is a little bit unusual to see a team on the floor, the opposition smaller than his team. Right now, Phil Jackson saying we're going quick.
Worthy got around Barkley, could not connect. Here comes Sir Charles the other way. The 76er star. Eludes Stockton, goes around Hornacek. And it's finally picked off by Mutombo. Boy, Stockton, his quickness beat Michael Jordan. 77-53.
Watch him.
Barkley in the crowd. Marley for the West. 15 unanswered points by the West make that. Well, Michael Adams, the shortest against the tallest, took it away from Mutombo. Hornacek left alone. All West in the first half, and we're in the final minute. Michael Jordan with Stockton. Eight on the shot clock. Adams is shy. Hornacek to Mutombo. Barkley with a rebound with 23 seconds left to go.
The West with no idea in mind of pulling it out and eating some clock up. Let's score.
Isiah Thomas. And with just under 6 seconds left, the East finally gets a goal. Time for Marley. And he's off the rim at the end of the first half. The West led not only by the play of Magic Johnson, but obviously emotionally spurred by Magic's perhaps final ever NBA game, and they have dominated 79-55. Magic Johnson will play in Barcelona, he says. U.S. Olympic team, but there's much more to cover about our Olympians in the games in Spain next summer.
One thing you can count on, the East team will not be very happy about the fact that they're being embarrassed right now. They'll make a strong comeback.
The starters go at the top of the second half here. That means Ewing, Jordan, Pippen, Isiah, and Barkley on the floor. And for the West in blue, Malone, Robinson, Mullen, Drexler, and Magic. Some might say, Mike Vitella, that the East, as Barkley guns a three and way off the mark, that the East caught up in the spirit of Magic, perhaps saying, hey, let Magic and the West have their way.
I don't agree with that at all. Right now, if you look at the statistics, the West has just had a great afternoon shooting the basketball. Then look from behind the three-point line. They're making open shots. They've earned it.
Robinson fouled by Patrick Ewing, his third.
One of the favorite plays for David Robinson, that quick reverse down on the box where they like to throw the lob pass for the dunk.
Man, I'm telling you, out of here.
Mullen to score. Do the officials in the game get full pay? I just wonder, because they've called 11 fouls, I wonder if they're just kind of part-timing it.
Well, they want to see what Magic's doing as well. They can't be blowing the whistle and watching at the same time, you know, enjoying it.
Michael Jordan. He knows that sound. 10 for Jordan to lead the East. Magic loses the handle, and it's Scottie Pippen for the East. Oh, he runs like a quarter mile. Mullen to Magic, 3-on-2. David Robinson, and the foul.
Talk about two big men getting out in front. Magic couldn't decide whether to give it to Karl Malone or the next guy coming down, who happened to be David Robinson. Makes the decision here. I'll go to, let me see, Robinson this time.
A foul to the round man of rebound, Charles Barkley. Robinson unhappy. You heard his remarks as he missed that easy layup, and Magic doesn't have an assist. 11 players on the check that 10 on the West have an assist. Magic's not one of them. He does have 16 points. Ewing powering in. Mullen hustles for the rebound. Magic, the long pass to Drexler. Blind pass to Malone. Over Ewing. Karl Malone of Utah now has 10. 5 for 5 from the floor for the mailman. A little thank you pass from Barkley to Michael.
A little bit of magic in Charles Barkley that time, behind the back, drops it off.
Jordan going for the steal. Drexler with a drive. And remember what Magic told us last week. Clyde Drexler, when Portland figures out that he's the man to have the ball in the close games at the end, then the Blazers are really going to be the supreme challenger to the Chicago Bulls. 20-second timeout.
And I think what happened just then is that Isiah called the 20-second timeout. Suited up. Michael with the ultimate finish, and you know, when that tongue is hanging, something bad is going to happen, and Michael is the one that is doing it.
His idol, as he grew up, was David Thompson, who was a great star at North Carolina State. And David in the Legends game last night with a serious knee injury, and we hope he has a quick recovery. Ewing fouled by Robinson, his first. Patrick Ewing, he was a member of the '84 U.S. Olympic team with Chris Mullen and Michael Jordan. And he's been working out in the summer, last summer, 4 hours a day with Dikembe Mutombo. And Mutombo really has credited him with helping his offensive game.
Talked to him yesterday a little bit about the start by the New York Knicks, and smiled and said, yeah, but you know what? We still have a lot of doubters out there. They don't think we're for real.
Mutombo rooting for his fellow Hoya pal, Patrick Ewing. Ewing from Jamaica, Mutombo from Zaire, Elijah Wan from Nigeria. The big men in this game. It's interesting. It's an international list of talent. Malone blocked by Ewing, but I believe Barkley got a piece early.
Well, the game is wide open. When Magic pitches ahead, you get big men running the floor like this. Karl Malone makes it a little bit easier.
Don Nelson, it's all smiles on that western sidelines. Malone wearing number 11. His jersey number with Utah, number 32, and that's taken by Magic every year. He changes it. He wore 4 for Sloan, his coach, 7 for Pistol Pete in honor of Maravich. Frank Layden's high school number was 26. He wore 13th last year because he was the 13th player picked in his college draft, and 11th because 11 today because he's number 11 on the U.S. Olympic team. That'll be the number he'll wear in Barcelona. Michael Jordan will wear number 9. Drexler, what an athlete! What an athlete, Clyde Drexler.
When they're in full stride, it's tough to tell which one gains more ground, Drexler or Pippen.
Isiah unable to connect at the other end. Drexler with Mullen. Jordan back. Magic. There's the assist to Robinson.
Davidson, I'll get that assist for you yet. Here it is.
Michael. That one didn't need any help. It trickled in, and Jordan leads the East with 14, but they trail by 31 points here with 8.5 to go in the third. Malone gets the assist to Robinson.
It all starts with Magic going down to the box where he played for so long, the Laker team initiating the offense as a postman, and then it's just a matter of making the right decisions, passing the ball.
Ewing, a little shuffle step, no whistle, and Johnson comes up with it. Here's Magic. Deflected and stolen by Isiah. Jordan sets up Pippen, and a foul, Robinson. And Pippen explodes to the hole.
It's making the right decisions, finding the right people, and knowing who to give it to and when. That's a pretty good guy right there, David Robinson. When you have numbers and you fill and you play unselfishly, easy scores take place.
Pippen converts the three-point play, and the East is within 30.
Isiah extending the defense for the East, trying to pick up Magic full court, pressure him, force some turnovers perhaps.
Magic has knocked away to the West with 9 on the shot clock. Well, with Magic playing this well and showing that even though he's not, one of the questions would, show you're working out and you're running, but you're not playing competitively, showing that he still very much belongs. Laker fans are going to say, hey, why not? All-star time. You're getting ready for the Olympics. Why not play for the Lakers in the playoffs? Drexler not there.
I don't think anyone ever said that when the HIV virus was detected that his skills had diminished anyway. The concern here is for the man's health, his well-being.
And it'll all be based on what the medical people tell Magic, that if he's going to, that kind of stress and playoff action and travel is going to really create a problem in terms of years or days or even months lost on the back end of his life, and he'll be advised not to do it. Drexler at the end of the break, keyed by Magic. 96-66. Jordan, Drexler is whistled for the foul.
A little bit of touch pass basketball, play unselfishly, give and go, get it back, makes it nice.
4 passes, the ball didn't hit the floor. Our series, the West had the victory, and Jerry West won the MVP, and of course he's the general manager that selected Magic Johnson as the #1 pick of the Lakers.
And if you think it's important to play with Magic, the 2 forwards for the West, Mullen and Malone, 9 for 9 in field goals, with Magic directing the show.
Magic with a steal. And of course he's the king of the triple doubles. Turnover, and it's Michael Jordan's hands. Look at Magic haunting Michael, and Ewing, the beneficiary. Some hand checking by Magic Johnson. He looked like an NHL hockey star trying to use that stick to slow down the man advancing the puck. Here comes Zeke to Jordan, who passed up the easy basket, and Barkley misses the follow. 3-on-1. Karl Malone. Hit by Drexler, and it almost went in. Thomas. Drexler. Magic to Mullen. That soft left hand of Chris Mullen, who has been the Warriors' leading scorer the last 4 years. Leads again this year. He's #4 in the league. In fact, over 26 a game. He's 5 for 5. Thomas inside to score his 9th point. Isiah Thomas and the Olympics. That perhaps is the most intriguing of all the possibilities.
There's probably 6 players out here today that we could talk about that deserve a spot on that Olympic team.
Jordan holding Olajuwon, and that's a big guy to hold.
Well, right here as Jordan brings it up floor, Magic trying to wait, get back here, get back here.
Trying to green fly him.
And then Michael, playing unselfish basketball, finds Ewing.
John Stockton now in for Magic. Olajuwon unable to connect. Here's Barkley. 5:13 left in the third period. The West 2 points from the century mark, leading by 28. Michael and Drexler, and that's a great one-on-one. And Drexler usually scores right with Michael in the Bulls-Blazer matchups. Pippen, and that was Olajuwon. He had his hand almost up inside the basket to reject it.
And Scottie Pippen was determined to put that thing down with his left hand. You talk about meeting some opposition. There it is right there in Akeem.
Jordan. Pippen knocks it away from Stockton. Scottie Pippen won't fall. Olajuwon to Mullen, stolen by Jordan. That's why he's also one of the top defenders when they make the All-NBA defensive team out each year. Mullen. Stockton unable to steal.
Well, one thing he likes to do, Michael Jordan, is hang around for the outlet pass, kind of sneak in behind the offensive player when he's not looking, and as a result, picks up a few easy points.
16 now for Jordan to lead the East. And Isiah has 2 more. He has his number 11. Drexler so quickly with the answer at the other end. He has 18 now to lead the West.
How he got that basket up, switched hands, got it in off the glass with his left.
Thomas rattles in his 13th, and it's 100-76. The West over the East with under 4 to go in the third period. Isiah didn't get the foul, but he got the turnover, and here comes Michael. And Stockton a little too tight on the defense, and he has his first foul.
His first 14th foul.
Don Nelson getting ready to send James Worthy into the lineup.
West substitution at number 42.
And here comes
Worthy,
the veteran Laker from Gastonia, North Carolina. Jordan and Sam Perkins, his teammates on that 82 Tar Heel National Championship team that beat Georgetown, the buzzer. Who made the shot? The freshman Jordan.
And the West a little bit better able to match up with this team on the floor that the East has. Speed and quickness to match.
It's Drexler. Jordan tried to deny, and Clyde Drexler saying, I'd look pretty good in a red, white, and blue USA uniform in Barcelona.
Well, he was one of those 6 names. You know, take it easy, Clyde.
Ewing is fouled. Darryl Gerritsen, Joe Crawford, Tommy Nunez are the officials in this 42nd All-Star Classic. Clyde Drexler, 20 points, 9 for 14, 10 points here in the third period. I just, as a fan, I'm always delighted when I walk in the sign and I see Clyde Drexler is playing. I just think he doesn't get the publicity that some of those in major media areas do, but Drexler is just a phenomenally entertaining guy to watch.
It's going to be so difficult for the Olympic Selection Committee to decide who's going to fill those last 2 spots. Are they both collegians? Is it one pro, one collegiate player? When you talk about these people out here, how do you pick between a Thomas, Hornacek, Price, Dumas, Rodman, or Drexler?
Stockton for 3. Rodman with a rebound. He's in double figures, leads the way. Stolen by Stockton, one of the best in the league, as he pickpocketed Isiah Thomas. 7 for Stockton. As it was Isiah against Stockton's team, the Jazz, that caught a huge bump from Malone that sidelined him.
And many felt it was because Isiah happened to tune him up for 44 points the game prior.
Worthy from 20 feet has 7. Foul on Stockton. Quick hands, John Stockton.
3rd in the league at picking up the free ball, John Stockton.
Basketball, he's playing great now. I think the last thing Magic wants you to do is feel sorry for him because he's playing his butt off. He's still the same Magic to me.
All right, back to you, Dick.
Yeah, thank you, Snapper. As Worthy hits in that conversation from Karl Malone, there is a good point made, and so often we want our stars not to leave to the point of desperation where we make them stay too long and they embarrass themselves. And there's a little bit in there too. I think all of his friends in the NBA don't want Magic to play if he can't be at the top of his game.
No, because you remember Magic for what he was and what he did for the game, and why should you think of him in any other way other than the greatness that he has exhibited?
Nothing to mar that today. As Stockton gets 2 more for the West, 9 for the Utah All-Star. Brad Daugherty wearing number 43. That's after his idol, and he's not a basketball player. Drexler, so outstanding in the open court.
You let him run out. You have guys that can get the boards the way the Western Conference has done so far. You catch him one-on-one defensively, you're in a lot of trouble in the backcourt.
Price goes off Hornacek.
East ball, 12 seconds.
Price with that knee surgery of a year ago, still not 100%. There's Drexler. Tell you, that guy, whoever gave him that nickname, that just is it. Perfect.
Well, how many guys can go from half court to the basket with 2 dribbles and finish the play?
Reggie Lewis. I tell you what, a pretty good start on a 4x400 relay would be Clyde Drexler and Scottie Pippen. I mean, I'd take that as my first 2 and a couple of physics majors, and you pick your 4.
And I'll tell you one other guy who I'd add to that team that's not playing today but was voted on this team. That's Dominique Wilkins. You should see him fly.
Scottie Pippen on cue and rejected by Elijah Wan. Again by Elijah Wan, spoiling the fun for the East. Hakeem, second in the league in blocks this year to David Robinson.
Just when you think that it's going to be easy and you're going to get a deuce, no. No way. We're not going to let you have it. Come try again. And I'll get a little help from my friend.
Clyde Drexler helping out Hakeem. Dominique Wilkins, voted to this All-Star game, is here in person with on crutches, sitting over on the sidelines. Worthy. Good hands by Elijah Wan. Tim Hardaway. 3-pointer for Hardaway. And the West just keeps right on hitting. Wow. 2 out of 3 from 3-point range for Hardaway. Have to start checking all the scores to see if this is the most lopsided. It's on its way to being one of the most one-sided All-Star games ever. At this point, a good chance with just seconds remaining in the 3rd period. Daugherty stolen by Stockton. No mercy from the West. Daugherty takes it right back to Price.
Showing that once upon a time he would have been a great wide receiver.
He's feisty enough. 115.83. 3, 2, 1. Hardaway, it counts if it goes. And that's the end of 3. The West 115. The East 83. And Clyde Drexler missing only 5 out of 15 shots to lead the way with 22 points. Don't be confused. Don't worry, you fans in Portland.